Okay folks, I'm at the launch of the Mercedes EQ range, not just EQS, it's EQE as well. Now what that means is Mercedes is going all electric and they're going to do it over the next decade. So by 2030 they're going to be offering pretty much everything in electric range. That's not where it ends really. This is the S-Class in electric, so to speak, not quite an S-Class in electric, but similar. They will be offered simultaneously for a while. So S-Class will remain where it is. EQ will be launched as its own brand, its own franchise, its own part of Mercedes, and nothing actually to do with Mercedes itself. So they will have currently six cars under the EQ range in Ireland available right now if you want to get them. By 2039 they want a CO2 neutrality. That means neutrality across all of their factories. They've built another factory called I can't remember the name of it now, but it's a Factory 56, sorry, Factory 56 for the S-Class and the EQS, which is already CO2 neutral, and that's what they're claiming. And they're going to go all the way by 2035. I think it's 2039 is the actual limit, where they want to be completely neutral from the beginning to the end of life when it comes to a car. To this end, they're going to invest 60 billion euro over the next 4 years in this CO2 neutrality and the neutrality power. This is a working hotel, by the way. I'm at Power Court, so I have people all around me here. They're going to go full EV within the decade. And not only that, but I'm thinking directly about these cars. So the EQS has a 109 kilowatt battery, given it a range of about 750 kilometers or so, they claim. We won't be putting that to the test today. I'm not going to get very long with the car, but I will be driving the car in a few minutes, so stick around for that. And if you're not a subscriber already, you should be. Click the subscribe button. Even with the loud Americans that are around me, you don't have to be one of them. You could just hit the subscribe button. The EQE has a 90 kilowatt battery and a claimed range of 636 kilometers maximum. I can still hear them, people are so loud. Anyway, the EQG is on the way as well as the G-Wagon. That's by 2024, they're going to have one of those as well. And the EQXX has already achieved 1,000 kilometers on electric range and still had range left in the tank. So there's a lot going on in the Mercedes EQ range. They were late to the party, or in their words, late to the dance floor. But now they're on the dance floor and they're going to start muscling in and taking your woman as best they can. Let's have a quick look inside this EQS just while it's sitting here statically. Just before we do that, let's have a look at a couple of novel features that are coming out from Mercedes. They are using a self-driving system that is intelligent and capable of driving entirely for you in all kinds of situations. It's able to manage all kinds of traffic problems on the road ahead, so you don't have to. This will be really useful on a long journey motorways. Also worth to mention here is the Vision XX, which covered 1,000 kilometers and still had 150 kilometers in the tank when it was finished. This technology will trickle down to the EQS, as it already achieved over 700 kilometers on a single charge. Formula One technology is really starting to pay off for Mercedes. Okay, now back to my thoughts on the interior of the EQS, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you. It does immediately feel like an S-Class. This doesn't have the hyper screen, which is the screen across the centre here, which extends into the passenger range. I'm told that's a 17 grand option. I'm not sure that's true, but I'm only going to guess at the moment. It does feel ever so high quality, and I really do mean very high quality. Let's make the screens come on for a second. This is not a driving one. Beautiful dash. That is awesome looking. It has less than a quarter of a tank in it. 155 kilometer range in it. There is a little spec sheet here. Hold on. Okay, this one is the Mercedes-Benz EQS 450. Probably shouldn't be reading this, but should be all right. 133,985 euro. The optional extras in this is 21-inch AMG multi-spoke light alloy wheels on the outside, laser cut backlit trim, leather macchio beige space grey, beautiful interior. Radiator grille with Mercedes-Benz pattern on it as well. The grille is 559 euro option, I have to say. Has everything in it after that, other than the hyper screen. Does have augmented reality for the heads-up display as well. Anyway, the car without the options is 129,965, so reassuringly expensive for an S-Class as per usual. It is a 450 plus one as well. These ones have a 102 kilowatt battery in it. which gives it a good range. This is where the range is really starting to become important now, where we're starting to get range that's good. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to save the rest of this till I can get the EQS with the hyper screen, and we'll do that on the drive as well. This has a software update to go with it. Oh, it is very stylish, I have to say. It's very, very good. Now let's go for a drive in an EQS, see what it's really like. So I'm aware, we're ready to drive. How do you turn him down? Shh, shh. I'm aware now that my camera is blocking the hyper screen. So it's over there, it's on the passenger side of the car, and it's there for entertainment purposes. It's to keep you amused for the long drive. But this is the Mercedes EQS. This is the flagship car. This is a lot of money. But then, it's Mercedes S-Class. With the hyperscreen, which I think is 16 grand option on it, this car is about 160 something thousand euro. Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you? You better. This has a virtual heads-up display. I can't show you because it's floating above the camera there, out of my bonnet. And it also has the hyper screen. It has special suspension. It has a 109 kilowatt battery. It also makes noise and everything goes red. What's that? That's new, but I like it. I'm going to have to do that again. It's raining a little bit outside now. Remember, this is S-Class territory. We gotta be cool. Be cool. Gotta be cool, all right. We're also in Enniskerry, which has the worst surfacing of roads I've ever seen for a place in Wicklow. I mean, come on, Enniskerry, what are you doing? The roads have higgledy-piggledy bits, lumps missing out and everything. Terrible. But I'm driving an S-Class. I shouldn't feel any of this. That actually sounds a little bit like an engine. This from the company who invented the car, Mercedes. It is, without doubt, a phenomenal interior. Now, would I pay 17 grand for this optional screen over there? I don't know about that now. This big one though in the middle, that's big. That is ginormous, actually. It's very stately. Suspension is really good. Seating position, very good as well. Cockpit feel, if you know what I mean? That kind of large feeling of being inside some sort of cockpit thing. Yeah, I get it. God, that is stately and beautiful. I don't mean that in a bad way. I can't even feel those bumps. There is many bumps in the road. Many. And I'm feeling none of them. Typical Mercedes. We'll go left here, see what happens. You can see the screen here is updating. Somebody actually set a destination on it. Thanks for that. No, that's fine. That's okay. You can do that. It's all right by me. Don't worry about it. I know the obstruction's on your side of the road, but sure, there's nothing you could have done about that now, Adam. There's a bit of grunt behind that one. There is. That's good. That's good. I mean, I like that. I like the grunt behind it. That makes it fun. There's a Mexican standoff now between two cars. He wants to go, she wants to go. They're all waiting for a car to come from that direction. Go on. Thanks. This is, I mean, stately beyond belief. Honestly. Very stylish. Like, you're going to get a lot of attention in this car. And rightly so, but wrong for an S-Class. S-Classes traditionally have been kind of sleeper cars, you know. People buy them because they don't necessarily want to show their wealth. This, on the other hand, is definitely going to show your wealth in a big way. The top of the dashboard lights up red as well. When you're blue, when you're going nice and slow. and gentle up the hills. And then watch, it goes red, watch. It's like KIT. That's like KIT, that thing across the top of the screen. That's amazing. I'm not your typical S-Class driver, but I do like a bit of tech. A bit of technology is always a nice thing to have in a car, and this has got oodles of it. Yep, we're back up to that point in life again where the S-Class, or the EQS as this is, has now got technology that's 10 years away from other people. Most with lights. That is some map, lads. The size of the map. What else is in? Wow, look, you can do all that. That is so cool. I don't know what it is. Phone, smart app, store. It's got a store. There's lots of stuff coming as well. Effectively sort of leasing or renting options on a car. That's coming as well. Subscription service, you know, paying a subscription every year. There's different levels. They haven't sorted them all out yet for Ireland particularly, or even England for that matter. But there is different levels of these subscription things coming, and that's going to make life a little bit more interesting, but also a little bit more expensive as car companies try and make a bit of money out of you long term, rather than making that big block of 168,000 euros. Then in 3 years' time, they're going to try and take a tenner a month off you, you know. This is without doubt the pinnacle of electric cars. I'm just going to nail it right now. This is as good as it gets in electric car. You're going to pay the price for as good as it gets, but this is as good as it gets. And I firmly believe, I have 593 kilometers of range in this truck, it's not full. I firmly believe you would very quickly begin to forget about this being an electric car. I think you'd very quickly get over that and just start driving it around and not really worrying too much about it. Mercedes are talking about games and things in here as well. It's all going to be very cool for the next 3-4 years, up to 2025 and onwards then to 2035, when we'll see the results of all our efforts right now. The results of 460 billion being put into Mercedes R&D over the next 4 years on carbon zero. This is the beginning of it, and also the end of another realm as well. Very soon, ICE engines will be no more in Mercedes. This is the beginning of the end for the ICE engine that's now going to be defunct. But I'll tell you what's not defunct right now. This car is one of the finest electric cars I've ever sat in. Still haven't done range tests, and there's other stuff to do on this car as well besides just drive it around for 20 minutes here. But it feels like a substantially beautiful, refined piece of equipment that I'm quite happy to say I would recommend you buying if you have that kind of moolah to throw at the car. So as the rain is coming down now, really starting to come down now, and I wasn't joking when I should have said there was a red bus there. EQS is the one to have, price point a bit high. EQE is actually quite nice, a bit firm but nice, and the rest of the EQ range is going to be incredible. I'm telling you. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you hit the subscribe button. Till next time, see you on the far side.